Happy Friday. Archaga. No. The below it, I guess. Okay. Ayelag Bay. Come on up. I wonder if he's named after Olajuwon. Are you named after Olajuwon? That's cute. All right, Mr. Sir, you're charged with theft, aggregate theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 12th, 2025, the officer responded to an HEB in Harris County, Texas, in regard to the theft of an employee. The officer made contact with the complainant, the loss prevention investigator. The complainant stated the defendant was an employee of HEB, and the loss prevention employee was notified by a store manager that the defendant was taking Red Bull into the pharmacy without paying, drinking the Red Bulls, and then throwing it away. These acts were verified by video, and the complainant researched the defendant and noticed that when the defendant left his shift, he would have a bag of unpaid grocery items, would select items throughout the store, bring the unpaid items into the pharmacy, wait until the end of his shift, bag the products, and then leave the pharmacy without attempting to pay for the merchandise. The complainant observed the defendant take items without paying in several different days. The total was approximately $368.38.
All right. Sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to any HEB. Do you understand? If you violate these conditions, you pick up a new case, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. You understand, sir? Are you working now? Do you have an income?
I am studying for my board exam. So no,
Studying for board exam for what?
actually,
Really? Not a good way to start, sir. You know, really. Look, I'll give you a lawyer today. Don't pick up any new cases. You got to understand that you got your future ahead of you, man. You want to be a nurse and now you got, come on, really? I need you to fill out an application for me. Fill it out. Let me take a look at it. I'll give you a lawyer today. Just make smart moves. It's not hard, you know, really. Come on.
Judge, was that responsive?
Yeah. Do you mind filing knowing back to HEB, please? Any HEB.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Judge, counsel is approaching on page 7. Hernandez, come on up.
Hi, good morning. Hi.
Assisting Joseph Ruiz today.
I'm sorry?
I'm here assisting Joseph Ruiz today.
Okay, for sure. You are Joaquin Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 12th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to 7000 Gulf Freeway, and another officer had advised that the defendant would sleep in the driver's seat of the vehicle. The vehicle was on and running, and the officer observed a container of beer in plain view in the center cup holder. The officer made contact with the
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge. And the officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, watery bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the defendant admitted to consuming beer, but did not state the amount. The officer observed a 12-ounce Michelob Ultra cold to the touch and a plastic bag labeled margarita to go with a straw sticking out of it, mostly consumed, and an open pack of beer in the back seat. The center field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 6 out of 6. Walk and turn and one leg stand were not performed due to the defendant claiming he had one bad leg. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you see if he has any prior DWIs, please?
Yes, Judge. I see no prior DWIs.
I would venture a guess that it's damn elementary that you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive, and I don't give a rat's behind what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, and I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 children, I can have a contempt hearing. And every time you drive, you can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do not drive for any reason. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better address it, because if you don't, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find anything, you're going to stay with me. No more PR bonds.
Will we have the opportunity to have an interlock system on his vehicle?
No, he can't drive. I'm not going to let him drive. I mean, he's got multiple open containers, all have consumed allegedly. No, I mean, and I would think that, it's a privilege. And if I get that he understands the awesome privilege at a later date, come back and we can talk. But at this point, no. I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I'm going to get you the Victoria sign and reset. After that, what is your name, please? I'm sorry?
Smith.
Ms. Smith. You will get to Ms. Smith where she will give you your bond conditions. After that, you'll be free to go. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you pick up a new case, you endanger my public, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? It's not hard.
Judge, we won't return on March 19. Is there a possibility that we can present evidence to the court to permit the interlock?
I am always all ears, but at this point, with all that's in that car, no. But come back at a later day, show me, because it is a privilege. It's not a right. You want a right, take your Dodge Patas and take, but it's an awesome privilege, and that's what it is. Show me how much of an appreciation, proactivity goes a long way, and then we can talk. All right? Yes, ma'am.
Judge, just really quick, tracking of regular alcohol, is it regulated?
Please, on all DWIs right anyways.
And,
Yeah.
portable device or not?
No,
Okay.
no. It's a first.
All right, Judge.
You said
next is page
you said it's a first, right?
Rand,
Two first?
come on
Okay.
up.
Your name, working on this. These hours for a term, and you will not operate on rules without a valid driver's license and no driving whatsoever. I don't understand for the next time.
What is your last name, sir?
Duran, D-U-R-A-N.
Mr. Duran, you are charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against. Do you know, you have a lawyer?
Right.
Is your lawyer going to be here today?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm just gonna have you take a seat. We'll pass and we'll wait for your lawyer to get here. And then, okay, please. Hey, he's got a lawyer, so I'm gonna wait till Mr. Mercer gets here.
There's somebody
Hi, how are
attached.
you?
You have a name?
Yeah, it's David Mercer,
Mercer?
Or Michael. I guess he goes by Michael.
All right, Judge, next is page 3. There are 3 co-defendants.
Okay,
Gallegos, come on up. Jamero, come on up. And Garcia, Chris, come on up.
are any of you here with parents today?
No, sir.
None of you came with any parents.
No, sir.
Mr. Gallegos, you were charged with discharging a firearm. Who's Gallegos?
I'm here, sir.
Mr. Gallegos, you were charged with discharging a firearm in a metropolitan area. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Are you Mr. Gamero?
It's me.
Mr. Gamero, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Mr. Garcia, you were also charged with discharging a firearm in a metropolitan area. All of you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You each have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On January 12, 2025, the officer observed 4 males in dark clothing forming a circle and discharging several high caliber weapons into the air while on patrol behind a residential neighborhood in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed 2 males run towards Muscatine Street, and 2 males flee towards Garber Lane, where the officer remained stationary. The officer identified the second male apprehended as defendant Gamero, 18 years old, who was found in possession of a Glock handgun tucked into his waistband. Defendant Gamero admitted that he and a co-defendant, a 14-year-old juvenile, had been firing an AR-15 and a Glock along with 2 other males who fled with a second AR pistol, and the other 2 males were apprehended, one of which was defendant Gallegos, 17 years old. Defendant Gallegos confirmed the other male's identity and stated the weapons had been passed around among 4 individuals and that all were involved in shooting them, and that the AR was purchased from an unknown individual in the street. The 4th male was identified as defendant Garcia, 17 years old. Defendant Garcia admitted to firing all 3 seized weapons, and defendant Garcia was observed disposing of an AR-15 and surrendering.
Gentlemen, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with each of your cases, and I am ordering you as the condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. How old are each of you? How old are you, sir?
17,
How old are you?
17,
How old are you?
I too.
What do you do with yourselves?
Well, I just be at the home, with my girlfriend.
Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
We're going to work on that. Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir, I'm
12th grade.
yeah.
Are you currently enrolled in school?
No, I had dropped out, but
Okay, not anymore.
this
We're going to work on that. What's your situation?
I'm currently enrolling in school because I just left and
No. Are you enrolled or are
No,
you
sir.
not? Okay, we're going to work on that as well. Did you graduate? We're going to work on that. The first thing I'm going to tell each of you is that you are not to smoke any weed. I'm sending you each for a test right now because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If there's something in your system, you will get a pass today. But I'm giving you notice now that you will be retested in 45 days. And if I find that you continue to use, I'm going to put you in jail. I don't know if you're using, but if you are, it stops today. And if you stop today, in 45 days, you will be clean. If you continue to use, you're going to end up staying with me. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
What goes up must come down. So when you fire a gun in the air, a bullet has to go somewhere. If it lands on a 7-year-old's head, what happens? It's a rhetorical question, meaning that you don't need to answer, but I'm giving you something to think about, that what goes up must come down. What goes down will ricochet. And if it ricochets into a person, someone's going to get charged with that murder. Do you understand?
Yes,
There
sir.
are proper places to do these things. That's what you do. As far as I'm concerned now, none of you are to be in possession of any weapons whatsoever. Don't worry about filing any conditions because each of them are going to be honored.
Yes, sir.
I will provide each of you guys a lawyer today. And I'm going to send you for a test. You must come back. If you fail to go test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me, please.
Right this way.
Or I'm going to have you sign resets and then we'll have you take a seat.
Chris? All right, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Page 4, Garcia, Basilio. Come on up.
Morning, Mr. Garcia. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 9th, 2025, officers were dispatched to a disturbance with a weapon at a Boost Mobile business in Harris County, Texas. The officers were advised that 2 suspects were trying to rob the store, one with a handgun and in a wheelchair. The officer observed the male matching the description inside the business, and the defendant turned as if he was going to leave. The officer asked the defendant if he had any weapons on him, and the defendant stated he did not have any weapons and that he was confused as to what was going on. The defendant agreed to the officer patting him down for weapons and immediately began reaching into his pockets, claiming he was going to retrieve his wallet. The officer observed the defendant to have an unholstered black handgun on the right side waistband tucked between his shorts, and the defendant claimed the handgun was his sister's, was borrowed for safety, and the holster was in his sister's car.
So you said they were robbing the place and
He was reported to be involved in a robbery, and that's what the officer was.
they charged?
They charged him with, no, just the possession of PCS and then the unlawful carry.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as the condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using illegal drugs, any kind of alcohol, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. As it stands now, you're on felony probation. You've now picked up a case with us and you have a felony possession case. Is there a co-defendant in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there actually, no, Your Honor, there's not.
You said,
They allegedly had two suspects, but the officer only made contact with the one defendant.
you're not to be in possession of any weapons, no alcohol, no drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, do you need a lawyer appointed to you today?
Yes. I'm getting one, but not right now.
I can go
So, yeah.
now if you want. But don't pick up any new cases. Don't be a danger to my community, Mr. Garcia, because I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to protect
I was
my
buying a phone.
Stop. Don't say anything. Just, I want you to know that I'm going to protect my community at all costs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. We got to wait for the evidence to come in. That's going to show us whose side is correct. I don't know. We'll get there. But just while you're out there in the free world, make the right moves. Because if I see you making wrong moves, I have only one place for you. You understand? Can you reach out to the Mac for Mr. Garcia, please? All right, so for now, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get with Ms. Smith for your bond conditions, and then I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Please.
Casey, are you ready on yours? Yes, thank you. All right, Judge, counsel is approaching for page 16.
Okay.
Tiarina, come on up.
Go ahead and sign here.
Hi, Casey. Happy Friday. How are you?
Any big plans this weekend?
No, not really. Just kind of hang out with my folks, you know. Yeah. You? Anything good?
No, I have a friend's 35th birthday party tonight, but
That'll be fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
mob themed, so.
Oh, awesome. Are y'all going to like a special place for it?
No, their house.
You were Miss Tijerina.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 11th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle bearing an unreadable E-tag at the 6900 block of Spencer Highway. A traffic stop was conducted and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle. The defendant stated she was aware the E-tag was unreadable as it was waterlogged from being so old, that the E-tag was expired as of November 2024, and that her license plates were at home but not yet on the motor vehicle. The officer confirmed the defendant was operating the motor vehicle with the wrong license plates and observed no proof of financial responsibility for the vehicle. The officer observed slurred speech, red glossy eyes, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant stated she was coming from a local bar, had consumed a bucket of Michelob Ultra beers, and standard fields of writings were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and attempted a breath. The defendant attempted to provide a breath sample but was unable to complete the test. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Did you say she did field sobriety test or no?
She did. Would you like me to read them again?
Yeah.
HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, and one leg stand 3 out of 4.
Mr. Kidding, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you see if she has a valid license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm now placing a restriction on that license. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. You're also not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. And Judge, we're fine with the random testing. She did already let me know of a scheduled trip that she has, so can we let pretrial know those dates?
You can go on your trip, but understand you're still not to use. You're going to get tested as soon as you get back. If you test positive, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I
Yes,
don't
sir.
care where you are in this world. You're still under bond condition in this court, not to use. Don't get in trouble. Make wise decisions, because if you don't, there will be disastrous consequences. And while you're out there, you're driving, you're not allowed to unless it has an interlock on it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, let Ms. Smith know about the travel, so that way.
Right, I don't want her to get
Knows.
violated this.
So you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Casey and she'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If she tells me that you've gone AWOL, she can't get a hold of you, I'm gonna revoke the bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get with Ms. Smith for your bond condition, and then you're free to go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Judge.
Have fun tonight.
All right, Judge, next is page 6. Gomez, come on up. Please give out this in March.
You are Jorge Gomez.
Sir, I am.
Mr. Gomez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 12th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to the 6800 block of Highway 225 within the city limits of Deer Park for a sedan stationary in lane 2 with a missing front tire. The officer observed the defendant in the driver's seat slumped over, the vehicle to be in drive, and the defendant to have his foot on the gas. The officer observed damage to the front right of the motor vehicle and the front right tire to be missing. The officer had to force entry into the vehicle to check the defendant's welfare due to the vehicle being locked. The officer put the vehicle in park and turned the vehicle off. The officer called out to the defendant, shook his arm, and administered 4 to 5 sternum rubs, and the defendant then slowly woke up and was unaware of what was occurring. The officer observed slurred speech, red glossy eyes, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, in addition to unsteadiness on the defendant's feet. The officer observed a buzzball chiller and beatbox alcoholic drink on the front passenger floorboard, both containers empty. The defendant stated he drank 6 beers earlier in the night and thought he was still in Houston. Extended field sobriety tests were administered, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to provide a blood sample.
Are you telling me that there was alcohol while he was driving?
They just found empty containers. There's no cold has no facts indicating.
Okay. Does he have a valid Texas driver license?
All right, Your Honor.
Please. And any prior to DWIs that can run an NCIC. Mr. Gomez, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Your Honor, no prior DWIs and life is eligible.
If you don't have liability insurance coupled with that license, then you're not allowed to drive. That's also a condition of your bond as well. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Sir, the thing is, I'm actually on probation for a different.
Stop.
setting.
Just don't. All I want to know is you want a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today. Just don't say anything. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever they say, they can use it against you. I'll have you sign a reset, Victoria. We're going to give you an application. You will eventually meet with Ms. Smith, and then we'll appoint you a lawyer.
Yes,
Okay? Leave.
Just next one, bottom of page 6, as an attorney became by yesterday, to try to do an opt-out here. Is conflict with conspiracy?
So we can go ahead and do it?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Greenie?
Give him a reset and he can opt out in the setting.
Okay. Is this our usual Jim Butler or the other Jim Butler?
Yes.
Our usual? Okay.
Good morning, Judge.
Hi,
How are you, sir?
you standing in for Mr. Butler?
I'm standing in for Mr.
Okay,
Butler.
wonderful.
I'm a Mac attorney as well.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank you.
good to see you.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you're charged with you are Ms. Greenie. Okay, Ms. Greenie, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 9th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to 1100 Siegler Road regarding a major crash, and the officer observed the defendant outside her vehicle talking to Houston Fire Department. The defendant's vehicle was in a ditch with apparent minor front end damage, was on and in the in-park position. The defendant appeared disoriented, had poor balance, and was not able to stand unassisted. The defendant stated she had the motor vehicle's key fob in her pocket, and the defendant was taken to HCA Healthcare, and the officer then went to HCA to obtain a statement. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage and bloodshot eyes. The defendant stated she did not strike her head or lose consciousness due to the collision and drank between 1 to 10 12-ounce Miller Lite beers prior to operating the motor vehicle and getting into the collision. The defendant further stated she could not remember the time she drank her last beer. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6. Walk and turn and one leg stand were refused as the defendant stated her balance has always been bad. The defendant was read the DIC and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
All right, ma'am, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you, ma'am. Any priority to BIs?
No, Your Honor. And her license is eligible.
Got it. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you, I will revoke your bond. Don't pick up any new cases, and that's it. Okay, so I'll have you sign a writ of Victoria. We'll have you get with Ms. Smith for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go. Thank you,
Judge.
All right.
See you.
You too. Take care.
All right, Judge, page 8, Jackson, come on up. Counsel, how guys, large.
You are Porter Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 10th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling east at the intersection of 2200 block of Spears Road and TC Jester with a defective license plate light. The traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana emitting from the vehicle and a PC search was conducted. The officer located a green leafy substance believed to be marijuana based on training experience in the driver's side of the vehicle. The weight was approximately 1 ounce.
Was it?
It was on the driver's side.
All right, Mr. Jackson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You run his license.
Not eligible, Your Honor.
If you don't have a license, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand, Mr. Jackson? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, come back to me and I'll take this restriction off. But I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you drive, I'm going to sprout horns in the tail. Like that's how upset I'm going to be. Do you understand? Tell me, did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Do you mind giving me, please? Yeah. Tell me about yourself. What do you do these days, Mr. Jackson? How old are you?
23.
So what plans for the future do you have? What? Why?
I gotta get it renewed. That's all. I just gotta get it renewed.
You have the ability to make it's just a boatload of money with that license, and I don't understand why you're gonna let it expire. I'm making it a condition that you get a job. You need to get a full-time job. You know that, have you ever explored underwater welding? Have you ever looked into that? How much money do they make? No. How much money do they make? How much is that a year? That's probably like 120, 130 a year. You can make sick money. And come on, man, be better. All right. So do you mind giving me the application? I'm telling you, I'm gonna stay on top of it to make sure that you get that thing back and that you're working, that you're making some good money. Do you understand? All right, come on.
Well, I am the sort of my sign right here. My story is.
Judge, that's pretrial bond condition.
Yeah, can you file that, please?
Yes, sir.
So
Not the paper.
no driving,
And,
get a job.
yes.
Raise your hand.
All right, Judge, next is page 10. Ixley, come on.
Good morning, Mr. Pickney. Sir, you're charged with driving on a suspended license. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 9th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling at the 7600 block of North Wayside Drive with the defective front headlight not illuminated. The traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle. The defendant provided a Texas driver's license, but was unable to provide proof of financial responsibility. The officer found the Texas driver's license to be not eligible with an active SR suspension, and the defendant was the registered owner of the vehicle, and the insurance database showed insurance policy for the vehicle had expired as of March 14th, 2024.
Got it. All right, Mr. Pickney, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you not to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. This is a legal document that you're going to swear to me. If you violate this, I can have a hearing. If you prove it to me that you're driving, I can have a hearing to hold you in contempt and hit you with up to 6 months in jail every single time. Do you understand? So if you drive 5 times, I can have 5 different hearings. Do you understand? Yes or no? Do not drive. If you want to, go get your license, get insurance, come back to me, and I will so happily take this off, but just don't until you do that. It's not hard. You understand? Bless you. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer? You know, I had someone send me an email not too long ago where they were in an accident and created $50,000 worth of, they created $50,000 worth of damage to another person. And they didn't know what to do because they ended up just getting sued. Person filed a lawsuit against them, is coming after them. They're, what do I do? What do I do? This is solved by having car insurance. When you're in an accident, that's why we have insurance. So it's not a joke. You look at me like it's, but I'm being serious. I'm trying to help you. Don't, right. Do it the right way. Great things will happen for you. I'm going to give you a lawyer. The lawyer can try to help you out with what you need to do to get your license back. But there's no excuse. If you get into a car, I'm going to lose it. Do you understand? Okay, come on.
So that was a no driving affidavit?
Yeah.
That's it?
No, we'll do bond conditions as well. Do you mind following that? No driving without license and insurance, please.
All right, Judge, next is page
Raise your hand.
12, Sanchez.
For the quarter of there.
Judge, I'm sorry, was that the change?
No, I give him an application.
Yeah.
Go ahead and sign the
Since we have signed some conditions, I know,
You need to sign something?
no, you signed some conditions permission, but, when me and Maria were talking, she's gonna refile them so she can include that, Judge Andrews was looking to her yesterday. It was just for probation that we needed it corrected for the
Got it.
system.
Okay.
And I saw that you signed a transfer order for 49, but you signed it twice.
Crap.
If you could unsign that transfer order for the receiving judge, so Judge Finch can sign it. It should be in ready for activities. Just wanted to, that one and,
Can you take it out so I don't sign it again?
yeah, I'll put it in. Let me just transfer order. I'll send it to Griffith. It should be ready for activities.
I don't see it.
Oh, no,
I'm gonna need your help on this.
It's you're ready for judge.
Got it. He's on probation. He's on probation for DWI. He's just picked up a new case. Do you mind looking into that to see?
Yes.
Has anything been filed?
Okay.
You are Victor Sanchez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, you're charged with driving on a suspended license. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 11th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant, who was upset due to being in a motor vehicle crash. The defendant stated he did not have a license or insurance and that his insurance was suspended. The officer identified the defendant through NCIC and found the driver's license suspended.
So they didn't catch him driving?
So he made the statement that he was involved in a crash and that he further admitted he didn't have a license or insurance after, and he said.
I don't know. I mean, what happened? Did an officer really just go to his house and just start questioning him?
So he was originally dispatched to a disturbance and then he did initially just start questioning him. And that's when the defendant was upset and stated it was due to being in a vehicle crash. So the officer wrote that in the conclusion is that he was driving based on that statement, that he was involved in a crash.
Take a seat for me in the jury box. Can you reach out to the MAC on him, please? I'm not ready to make a decision on that yet.
Judge, counsel is approaching on page 16 and 17. Worthy, come on up.
Morning, Will.
How are you?
Man, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Judge.
Manuel Worthy, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer responded to a DPS agent who stated he was following the defendant's vehicle and needed assistance on a traffic stop. After the DPS agent was conducting surveillance on an unrelated case. The DPS agent provided a description of the defendant's vehicle, and the officer observed the defendant's vehicle failing to a signal lane change, along with the vehicle's third brake light being out. A traffic stop was conducted, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana, and the defendant was asked to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant stated there was nothing illegal inside the vehicle. The officer located a cigar filled with a green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training experience with a weight of 0.09 grams or 0.032 ounces. A PC search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer located a unholstered black handgun inside a backpack in the back seat.
If I may, Your Honor, briefly.
Sure.
Bit unusual. I think the DPS officer, he needs help with the traffic stop. He doesn't state any traffic violations or any
He
reason.
does though. Sure he does.
The DPS officer that dispatches says, hey, I'm doing surveillance on this case, on another case. I need help with a traffic stop. He doesn't tell him any traffic violations at all.
And that is true, Your Honor. The officer said he needed assistance, and the officer that was called for assistance is the one who observed the vehicle failed to signal.
So the person that came,
The person that came to respond to the DPS agent calling in assistance.
We just don't know why he needs an assist with a traffic stop. at all. He says, hey, come basically pull
Because
this.
he's doing something else, I'm assuming, right? Isn't that, he's investigating someone else?
Yeah, but I don't understand why he's telling another officer to pull this guy over. He doesn't give him a reason to do so. And we have videos available on this and I've watched them.
Even so, the officer that pulls him over still sees violations though, right? If he had not seen violations, I may have an issue.
Right.
But nevertheless, he still sees issues. I mean,
I understand that, Judge. My issue, and this may not be a thing for PC, I've watched the videos, there's no failure to signal a lane change, and you only need 2 brake lights in Texas. I don't know what this 3rd brake light thing is. We can have a suppression hearing later on it. I just want to bring it to the court's attention at the PC determination. I mean, he says, hey, pull this guy.
you're telling me that there's no PC, and one of the issues is because he really does signal a lane change. I'm ready to see it. If you have it, I'm ready to see it. You know, I mean, there's no sense in delaying the inevitable. If there's no probable cause, there's no probable cause. I mean, let's tee it up. I mean, it's only 10 o'clock, right? So.
Just a moment.
Of course,
Yes.
absolutely. But understand, let me finish PC. With everyone, give Alex a moment to also look so he can be prepared.
Gotcha.
We'll come back, we'll take a look. In the meantime, show me the provision that says you only need 2 red lights as well.
Okay.
Show me the money and then we'll do it.
Yeah, Judge.
Happy,
Thank you.
you know?
All right, cool.
Take a seat for me in the jury box. You're on probation. No.
He was, yeah,
Did they file a motion or no?
they filed a motion, he was taking in last time.
Let's do probable cause and then we'll do it.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Judge, next is page 12, Sargento.
Do you speak English, sir? Do you speak English? We need a Spanish translator. Okay, tome asiento, por favor.
All right, Judge, next is. Another Spanish arraignment, so I'll go ahead and check. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it?
The Spanish arraignment on that.
Okay.
All right, Judge, 2 Spanish arraignments.
Okay.
All right, Judge, the first, Spanish arraignment was page 12, Sarmiento.
Good morning, Mr. Sarmiento.
Ese señor Sarmiento.
You
Bien, señor Sarmiento.
were charged with criminal trespass. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney appointed if you cannot afford one.
Si no puede ocupar una.
Yes, Judge.
Try to go slow.
Yes, Judge.
Más escuchen.
On January 5th, 2025, the officer became aware of a stolen vehicle via a flock alert. The flock alert was for a listed stolen blue Hyundai. The officer checked the vehicle's license plate and observed the vehicle stolen as of December 21st, 2024. The officer observed the vehicle turning northbound onto East Tex Freeway, taking the ramp heading north on East Tex Freeway, and ran the license plate, confirming the vehicle to be stolen. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer announced themselves as HPD while giving command to turn off the vehicle and place hands out of the vehicle. The defendant, the front passenger, was the last to exit the vehicle, and the officer made contact with the complainant, and the complainant stated he did not know the defendant, did not give the defendant authorization to operate the vehicle.
What?
So they found the stolen vehicle, Your Honor.
How does he know that it was stolen?
And Your Honor, there's no need for him to know this vehicle. There's no requirement he knows, only that he's in the vehicle without permission from the owner. And the owner said he does not have.
How does he even know that the person driving stole the car?
Well, he doesn't know the defendant. He doesn't know, he didn't say he know he's stolen. He just didn't know him, did not give
So
permission.
you're telling me that he's in a car, he doesn't know the driver, and
Right, the complainant just said that in regard, he did not know the defendant, did not give.
I understand that, I get that,
Yes.
but, so he's he's a passenger in a car, and they charge him with criminal trespass. And in the DIMS, it says that he doesn't even know the driver. So how would he even know that the car is stolen? How do they know each other? I'm beside myself. I don't. When a criminal trespass requires some kind of like notice that, hey, man,
So the trespass was, the driver driving into the area and he was this kind of.
he's the passenger, right? I would assume that the driver got charged with UUMV.
Let me see what he got charged with.
If you tell me no, I'm gonna lose it. Really?
Yes, Judge, UMB.
Okay. But the problem is that like, how would he know that the car is stolen? Right? You got to give me something that, it's a specific intent crime. You have to, there's got to, in my opinion, you've got to somehow know that the car is stolen. And
Your Honor, further, I guess to get to that, he was in a relationship with the defendant who was in the vehicle, and there were signs of damage to the vehicle that the officer articulated, saying that there was. One moment.
a scratch on the hood.
Signs of theft that would lead a reasonable prudent person to believe the vehicle was stolen, as the steering column was broken in a manner that only a screwdriver could turn the vehicle on, and the screwdriver was tagged into the evidence. So there was damage from a screwdriver in the vehicle indicating that it was stolen, and this defendant was in a relationship with the driver of the vehicle. And then furthermore.
Did you just tell me that they didn't know each other?
No, the complainant does not know the defendant.
Oh, okay, but I thought you also said that the driver and.
No, Your Honor, and it may be misunderstanding because of me, but it's the complainant saying he does not know this defendant and did not give permission to the defendant to operate the vehicle.
So there's enough there that a reasonable person would believe
That the,
he's in a stolen car.
Stolen, yes.
So the steering column, was it?
was broken, and the officer said that in a manner only a screwdriver could turn the vehicle on.
See, I don't know, because when I was young and dumb and 17, and, my friend had a CJ7, you ever been in those Jeeps that are just jalopy Jeeps, right?
Yes,
They
yes.
always broke down. They always had a problem. We always, Jimmy rigged it as well,
In this case, Judge, I believe there would be enough for PC because we have a vehicle with evidence of breaking into the vehicle with that damaged steering column.
I've been in vehicles like that before.
And we furthermore have a complainant saying he doesn't know the defendant in the vehicle.
No difference to me.
That goes to the element of without, for the criminal trespass, it goes to with knowledge that it was
Nah, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna find no probable cause. I'm sorry. Be careful. When you hang with dogs, you get fleas. I don't know what your status is in this world, if you're in this country with permission. But if you go to jail and you're not in this country with permission and you spend any kind of 4+ hours in there, immigration will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until you get shipped to immigration. So live like a halo, especially if you're not well documented in this country. Go ahead, take a seat for me, sir.
Right, Judge, the next Spanish amendment is page 14. Simon Mr. North?
You are Mr. Simon Fournier.
Yes, see,
Yes.
We're charged with theft.
En delito.
You are facing up to a year in jail, I'm sorry, up to 6 months in jail
6 meses de cárcel.
and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. If you do not have a lawyer, if you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Asignaría uno, señor.
Yes, Judge. On January 11th, 2025, the officer responded to a Walmart in regard to a theft. The officer made contact with the complainant, and the complainant observed the defendant at a self-checkout with a large amount of groceries. The complainant observed the defendant failed to scan every item in the cart. The defendant was confronted on 2 separate occasions during the checkout process. The defendant was told how to scan items properly, and the defendant failed a 3rd time to scan items properly. The defendant completed the transaction and had unpurchased items past all points of sale, and the total was $184.48.
Sir, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart. If you violate this condition, I'm going to put you in jail. I don't know what your immigration status in this country is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in there until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration. Behave yourself, otherwise I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand?
¿Lo entiende?
yes.
Yes.
You have the ability to hire a lawyer.
¿Ocupar un abogado?
Sí, me lo ponía
Yeah.
aquí.
Yes, can you give
Do you
me
want to
one
apply
break?
for a lawyer?
¿Quieres aplicar por un abogado de oficio?
Y yo puedo hablar.
Can I speak?
No,
No.
but you can have a lawyer if you want one.
Él puede tener un abogado si desea uno.
Sí,
Yes.
You need a lawyer.
Necesita un abogado.
sí.
Yes.
Okay. I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll have you sign a wreath with Victoria. Wait, we're not done. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions prohibiting you from going to any Walmart.
Entiéndolo.
Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende?
Now you're done. Now we have Ms. Warsabach.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's jail?
It sucks.
Great. It's supposed to. Not supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Problem is every time we give you a bond, you have like little wings. You take flight.
I don't take flight. It's just, okay, so.
Okay, you don't, technically, you don't show up.
To be real with you, my transmission on my car literally did break down last time. And this time I made sure everything.
Patas. Take a bus. Phone a friend.
Well, where I live, it didn't have a bus route, but I do have Uber already ready, already scheduled. So there's no chance that I'm missing bond. Like, there's no reason why I would even miss anything.
Shame on, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me thrice, what is it? You've taken off on me 3 different times and you want me to give you a 4th bond? Really?
I want to prove myself to you.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Like, I have what it takes.
And Judge, I'll say, I have her information. I have information of her boyfriend and some other people. And my office will hound her, will call her and make sure that she's
I'm
there.
all about giving people multiple chances, but I've already given you 3. At some point, I have to say when, because if I don't, then I've done it 3 times. You and I've had this conversation before. The last time I let you out, we had the same conversation we're having now.
Yeah, I know. But literally, I'm done. Like, this is it. Like, I don't want to see myself back here, Judge. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't. Like, I want to prove to you. I want to prove to my family and myself. This is it. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I have a kid. I have a job. I'm fully time employed. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is it. This is it for myself. And I'm speaking 100% just you and me.
I don't believe it. You've sold me this. You've sold me the snake oil before,
I've never actually got.
Sean, what I would like to do, and I agree with you that you can't keep doing what you're doing, especially if you have kids, because, if you're a mother,
I am. I just want to come home.
that child needs you,
I know.
Hey, where's mom? She's in jail.
I don't want that to be response.
So what I would like to do because this case has been open for a long time. Perhaps do a TRAS. Let's see what they say, and we'll go from there. But, so I have clinicians on staff. They can tell me exactly how we need to head. They will interview you, see what's going on in your life, to find which fork in the road to take, how to take it. They may say, okay, let's get her to do outpatient treatment. They may say, let's get her to do inpatient treatment. They may say she needs no treatment.
I don't want to do that. Can I take the conviction? And I know what I'm looking at. I understand what I'm looking at.
I don't want to
I
say
understand
that.
what I'm looking at.
You need to talk with Sean about that.
So,
Okay, I have.
Your
I
Honor,
have.
just my concern. Look, I don't want to render an involuntary plea or anything like that as a result of her wanting to get out. Our conversation back there was for a decent amount of time, and I have no problem, absolutely hounding her to make sure it happens so that she can be here. And if she's not, that can be on me.
Sean, that's the fourth time. I'm not going to do it.
So if
I've done
it's,
it. We had the same conversation the last time we were here.
So if it's not in the arena of PR bond or anything like that,
Okay.
can there be a number assigned, a set bail amount that she might
Can I-
be able to make?
Can I
If,
do,
in the event that she could.
I
Can I do
will
this?
give you a bail reduction, of course. I will do something reasonable just hold on.
okay, but I can't make bond. I know for sure I cannot make bond right now. I know if I do the conviction, I know what I'm looking at next time, and it's a state jail felony, and I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to take all of that. I'm willing to take all of that. I need to get home to my kid. Please, Judge, please. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at.
I would think.
I'm comfortable with it. I'm
So-
comfortable with that theft charge on there. I know what it looks bad. I do. But I'm willing to take that right now to get home to my family.
Whatever you guys want.
Okay.
So just, I mean, if you think this was tough, wait till you get upstairs in felony court. It gets so much worse.
No, there's not gonna be another,
If I had one strand of hair every time someone told me that,
and I get that.
I would look like Alex.
He has hair.
That's my point.
I don't
Every
get it.
time someone told me that excuse, if I had one strand of hair, I would look like Michael. Well, not like whatever you guys want to do, you know what I mean? Look, hey, I can't keep doing it. I have to show you that we mean business.
And I know I do, but let me show you that I mean business as well.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do a deferred where it stays off your record.
I want it on my record though. I want that on my record and I want to take that on. I do, I really do. No, I do.
So how about this, Judge? Me and her will talk.
But I would, just hear me out. Look, I don't want to keep you on paper forever. But if we were to do the TRAS and you do treatment,
I'd rather,
as soon as you're done with the treatment,
I'd
we'll
rather,
successfully terminate
I'd
it.
rather take the sex conviction in all honesty. I'm comfortable with that. I know what I'm looking at.
Don't want to clean up?
I want the sex conviction. I do. I want to take that. I want to
Guys
take that
talking,
on.
let me know what you want to do, Sean.
So just for the record, so at this time, personal bond or reinstatement is off the table. And then, if a bond amount is set, what would
The
that
bond's set
amount?
at 7503. So if you want something different, I'm happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Whatever, something reasonable, whatever it may be,
Okay. We'll have our conversation.
You have the conversation. If you want to, you just got the appointment today, right?
Yes.
If you want to roll it to Monday for you to do your diligence, that's also a possibility. Whatever you guys want to do, you let me know.
Get it worked out.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Michael.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'd kill for a head of hair like yours.
Like mine. That's funny. All right, I got
Just
you.
about this, I spoke with Ms. Hawkins downstairs.
Okay,
Hey,
thanks.
thank you, Your Honor.
You ready? Hey.
Judge, I was respectfully hoping to reapproach on the Joaquin Hernandez case.
Okay, sure, of course.
I just wanted to connect with regard to the bond conditions. I know.
I'm not taking that condition off. It is what it is. He's gonna have to deal with it.
I know that the container, he's responsible for that, and the vehicle, his wife was in the car, so I know it sounded like there were multiple, beverages. I think the
I'm gonna do it. It's just, I'm sorry. It's gonna be for a while. He's gonna have to deal with it, but come back, be proactive, and then we can talk, okay? But
As the breadwinner for his,
sorry,
it's,
she knows better. Nope.
it's gonna cost him like $50 to $100.
I want to realize the awesome power and privilege it is to drive. No, I'm not, it is what it is. Sorry.
All right. thank you.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Good morning,
Come on.
Judge. I have an inmate to bring out. Isaac is Esquivel Villalobos. Or Villalbazo, for a waiver.
Okay, here we go.
Ms. Oko,
Good morning, Judge.
hey, happy Friday.
Same to you, sir.
Okay, Shrey, who do we have here?
It's Esquivel E. Owner bond.
Good morning, Mr. Esquivel. Sir, you're wanted for, out of the state of Washington. You're wanted out of the state of Washington for murder, attempted murder in the first degree, 3 counts, drive-by shooting, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir?
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
What is last name?
This is Esquivel on page 20. All right, sir. Thanks.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. I'm glad we got it. That's the thing. Ms. Oko, tell me,
Good morning, Judge. I've got Mr. Frank Hunter. And I think he needed to.
which one?
Frank Hunter.
Glad we got it. Glad we got it. Hunter. What would you like to do with Mr. Hunter?
Your Honor, he's going to waive. He needs to sign.
Got it.
And I believe be admonished.
Do you guys have anyone else that you want to talk about?
I think Ricardo had something as well. He's not here, posting back.
I'm seeing
Yeah, because this is your case number. So I just
Amy,
confirm this is the right charge.
This is the wrong case number.
It's for Alejandro Cortez.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Sure. Judge, I can give you the correct cause number.
Hey, I got it right here. Can I just mark it?
I mean, I just want to confirm that those are the right charges for that
It's
case number.
254-7614.
Because if it's
You
different,
put 7530.
It's, should be still be Isaac Escobar. Those are still the correct
It's
charges.
7614 of the last 4, right?
614 is the last 3 numbers.
Yes, okay, good. Thank you, good job, Trey. Are you Frank Hunter? Good morning, Mr. Hunter.
Good morning.
Sir, you are wanted out of the state of Maryland for first-degree felony assault. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? Are you waiving formal extradition?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you so much. Good luck.
And Judge, that's it for me.
Thanks.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, ma'am. Hey,
Thank you.
Mr. Mercer, we didn't do PC on yours. We wanted to wait for you. So whenever you're ready, it's up.
I have two today,
Okay.
Alice Martin and, David Johnson.
Both of those are PCs? You want to do them?
Sure.
All right.
Mr. Martin, Judge, I have a special request on that case. He was here for the Texans goal. He's from San Diego. Before he picks up the case. He lives in San Diego. He's only here for the game.
So this is, who is this?
Alice Martin.
Mr. Martin?
He's not here, Judge.
Oh.
Did?
Gave him like 2 weeks or something.
Okay, I didn't realize.
He called, oh, yeah. This Ramona, this was like on Wednesday. Ramona came to me, goes, hey, he wanted a short time to be able to get a plane ticket to come here. He was just got up and left. I said, okay. I think we set him for next Friday.
My request is, and I know you want them to be here, would he be able to get on Zoom and get his bond conditions over Zoom, or do you want him to fly here, be present?
Is it an assault case? Yeah, no. I mean, at least for one setting, you know?
It's not a domestic violence, it's just a stranger, no criminal history. But if you need him here, Judge, I'll have him come here, no
I
problem.
need him to sign, and I want to, you know, just for one time, and then after that, it's going to be wait, you know? So, and, you know, if you want a week after, I'm okay with that, to give him a little bit more time. But at least for just one setting, we did it in here for the
I
arraignment.
told him that he would probably need to be coming down. Okay, no problem.
Your other guy is who?
Duran, David Duran.
Hey, look. So, Mr. Duran, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Okay. On January 11, 2025, the officer was on patrol and observed an odor of marijuana and a male to be smoking in a vehicle nearby at the 8700 block of Lazy Brook Lane. The officer activated emergency lights, positioned himself behind the motor vehicle, and made contact with the defendant. The officer had the defendant step out of the vehicle and advised the defendant that he had been observed smoking marijuana. The defendant stated he was smoking marijuana inside the vehicle because he did not want to smoke inside his friend's home. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana and conducted a PC search of the vehicle. The officer observed small crumble of green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training and experience at the bottom of the center console, and 0.37 grams of a small marijuana joint in the ashtray in the cup holder. The officer observed an unholstered black Glock laying in plain view on the backseat floor, and the defendant stated the handgun belonged to him.
Mr. Duran, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You see if he has a Texas driver license, please.
Don't worry on it.
All right. You're not allowed to drive unless you have a license and liability insurance in your name. Those are conditions of your bond. Do you understand? Those are the only conditions I'm going to put on you. Be careful. Don't do anything stupid. Do not pick up a new case. Otherwise, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'll put you in jail. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You have a lawyer. Listen to him. He'll take care of you. Because you have him, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time so many courts, but you must stay in contact with him. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, you pick up a new case, become a danger to my community, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. So you understand? All right. So the only thing is just don't get in trouble. Don't drive without a license and insurance. Okay? All right. We will have you just sign the bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Good to you too. So can you file that?
The driver's license and insurance,
Please.
Yes, Judge.
Was that state sponsored?
Yes. Is she here? Shatoria? She's gone? Oh, yeah, didn't she go? She went for a week, right? Come talk to me. That's it. You have a copy of the documents? Yeah.
I see it.
You got it? Okay.
Council, what is that? Right, warrant duration.
You want to start with that case?
Yeah. Here's your email.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Will,
Guys, are we talking about that case, Worthy? Yeah, with the stop issue? Is that okay?
oh, yeah, come on. So tell me.
A review of the body cam, we did see the failed signal. In addition, we did see the high mounted brake light out, which is the third brake light. And under the Texas Code, section 547.3215, the federal vehicle equipment safety standards are adopted. And federal regulation 49 CFR 571.108 requires a high mounted rear brake light. And because that was out, that is
But
the,
not all cars have that.
what?
So are you telling me now every single car has to have that third mounted brake light?
It requires any multi-purpose passenger vehicle, which in this case it was a sedan. So in this case, it is a passenger vehicle. So it has to have, and you can see on the body cam, Your Honor, you can see the high mounted brake light. That's not a truck, no sedan. Well,
And I would point out, sure, it requires the vehicle to have.
No, but did you really see that there's no turn signal?
there's no turn signal and
I would like to see that.
yeah, we can see that it's
Can you show him what you saw, please?
healthy, yeah, because you can pull the video faster than I can.
We have the video ready.
Oh, okay. I'm stamped at 0.08. It's. You can.
So you're gonna see the vehicle come into view at a distance right there, and he comes across two lanes without signaling.
Bro, you can,
Come on, Will, you
we
can.
can show the judge that.
Yeah,
'cause
we
you can't,
we
you
can
can't
step to the
see
back and you can see
I
it
don't
cut
think
across.
that's him.
There's no way.
There's no way that's him, because
But-
he's already in the furthest right lane by the time that,
No, you
in
can see
2
him, you
seconds
can see him
later.
going across to his right, a lane without any signal in addition to that brake light as you continue the video.
Would you like to see, Judge?
Sure. Let me see.
You will see your vehicle here.
Which car?
It's may I, Your Honor, go up there and point it out?
The truck?
No, it's the gray sedan. The gray sedan come up.
Oh, it hasn't come up yet.
You won't see it until after the law enforcement goes over the hill on the highway.
It looks like he's going pretty fast, huh?
No. No, we're just.
There is two people
So when you go, I mean, the law is such that you're always supposed to signal, right? And I mean, even if you're going in that turn,
Well,
I mean, were the lights on at that point or no?
yes, the lights were on as soon as he gets up to the back of my client's vehicle before he makes that turn, they just shake lights. And the state is saying that there was an unsignaled lane change fire.
How do you know the lights are on?
Pardon?
How do you know?
There's a sound cage on, you can hear it.
Yeah, and he's correct that after, but before that, there was an unsignaled lane change as.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to see an unsignaled lane change before they even pulled them.
There is, Your Honor, it just.
Show me that.
He said it was a freeway.
Your Honor. And-
Show me. I didn't see it.
Well, if I could, I can point out his vehicle.
Yeah. Show me, because that's what I was looking for and I didn't see it.
Your Honor, if I may step around, so I can.
Go, please, come on. Don't be shy.
So it's small, it's at a distance, but you'll see the vehicle come into view momentarily. It's right there. That's the defendant's
That's
vehicle.
him?
That's the defendant's vehicle. Let me go back a little bit.
No way telling this.
Because you can continue, no, and you can continue seeing it.
Can you not make it, you should be able to like,
I'm sorry, if we're gonna do crosstalk like this, we can just set this to an MAJ hearing or a formal motion to suppress, and that can be up on the big screen. We can have more structure to an argument, and we don't have to have 3 people arguing about it, or you that's a personal handheld device.
Yes, Judge. And that's the.
I guess you want to set it for a formal probable cause hearing?
He's on an MAJ out of this court, we just have the MAJ. It's a preponderance standard, they can challenge any motion to suppress they want to, or they can urge any motion to suppress they want.
This is for the new case though, right? This is not for the MAJ.
It's for the new case.
It's for the new case.
Yeah, the UCW.
The UCW, yes.
Yeah,
But he's got a pending MAJ in this court for an evading arrest.
right, but because of this,
Right, so this would have to be proved about that hearing anyway.
right, but I mean, I'm not gonna revoke if there's no PC to go here.
Right, but I'm just saying if we're going to be here, having 3 attorneys talk about a handheld device on the screen what can't be seen, we might as well just set it for a whole hearing and then we can put the whole video up on the screen.
I'm down. You want to do it for beginning of next week?
The court suggested that there's gonna be.
I didn't realize it was gonna be this
Yeah, I just.
labor intensive, so to speak, you know?
It's turning into like a big argument. If the video is clear enough to determine probable cause, then that's fine. I'm just saying if this is gonna.
I'm having to squint. So that's why, but let's set it for a formal one. Next week, whatever you want. No?
I mean, whatever the court wants.
It doesn't matter to me.
I would like to do it now if we can, willing, but I mean, it's the first 8 seconds of the car is so far on, there's no way. The state's gonna point out a minuscule car hundreds of yards away, you can't see what lane it's in.
It's the same.
There, and then the officer continues going in that direction. It's the same vehicle.
Is it that one way over there? It's this one, like, it's
The one going right at that time. Because it's going right, then the officer continues in that direction, follow the vehicle.
Can we see it right here? Which one is it?
So it's not right here, it's
How does he even see that?
because as he's coming around the corner, you see it right there, that vehicle right there going right.
Oh, that was cool how you did that.
Yeah, I don't know how I just on it.
That's great. That's it.
So yeah, as
That's
he's coming
it?
around the corner, yeah, so he's coming around and then that vehicle going all the way across with no light and then
Look.
Can you tell what lane he's in?
No. Come here, Will. Look.
He
hit something that made it like really big.
Yeah. You can fix everything. No.
You can see him, he's like, hey, he's cutting off to try to kind of make, you know? Mr. Mercer, do you want to talk about something else?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Rehashed a previous subject. I was talking to Mr. Martin, the guy who's from San Diego. February 7th, too late for him to come down here.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure. But, you know, tell him between now and then, he's still not to get, he still has bond conditions that he got from the magistrate. So make sure that he knows that those bond conditions apply, even though he hasn't been here. So, okay, yeah,
He'll be okay.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so is that a finding of PC?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to address bond conditions then, back to where we were here in the first. place.
Come up, Mr. Worthy. Can you see if he has a driver's license, please?
I'll blur on it.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive unless you have also car insurance. Do you understand?
So I have liability.
Okay, good. Don't pick up a third case. If you pick up another case, holy moly, I'm just gonna lose it. Do you understand? Don't. No, you're not supposed to have weapons. No drugs, no alcohol. Did you say there was an odor of marijuana here?
Yes, Judge, a strong odor of marijuana.
Okay, I will test you 45 days from today. If you test positive again for marijuana, I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand? No more smoking weed. So let's set this off 45 to 50 days. His appearance is required. He will get another test on that day. If he's clean, we'll just continue him and then just goes normal. If he's test positive, get ready. You hold the keys. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks. So let's talk. I'll come to you. Let me talk to Victoria. Top page 13.
Text me about.
Yes.
Yes.
We spoken to Mr. Oh,
All right.
Stephen. All right. Sean, ready?
I was like, Judge, I was like, who's Stephen?
Actually, no.
Need her to sign, or you're ready.
How are you? It's good to see you, man. Been a long time.
Yeah, when they put up the sign-up sheet, I was like, oh, I got it. I've been in adult sex crimes for about 2 years now.
Really tough.
It's a good assignment. It's good work.
No, it's
It's adult sex crimes though, so I luckily don't have to deal with anybody younger. I think my youngest victim is like 15. Because I have a few cases of 14 stuff actually, no, that's not true.
Have you ever been asked to do the young?
I have, so I spoke too soon. Now that I think about it, I have a couple of defendants who, in addition to their adult sex crimes, we find additional cases of like aggravated. If you have an aggravated sexual assault, chances are eventually you're going to assault a child. So I have a few defendants like that, but I don't have any defendant. I have one defendant that went through the CAC, or one complaint that went through the CAC, but that's because she has a mental defect. And they were the only ones who really had these skills to get an actual narrative out of her.
So this is, I guess, a special division that's outside of the normal trial bureau.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
This is, I mean, for a long time, it was Tiffany Larson's baby. I don't know if you ever had a chance to get to know her. Yeah. She actually just left the office last month. They gave her a nice, promotion pay raise, bigger title over Bryan College Station. So her and Travis are both over there now.
Are they married? Are they married?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah. No, they have different last names, so people never realize, but yeah.
I didn't realize that they bifurcated it to where like just the adult sex crimes, and I thought.
With trafficking for a long time. The new administration made us our own proper division. So now it's the adult sex crimes division, but it was the adult sex crimes and trafficking for a long time.
Okay. You got to know, your record stands out for itself.
Yes.
No matter what your circumstance is, criminality is still criminality. Whatever you're doing, if you need anything, we can help you here. If you want it, we can give you whatever you need. If you want treatment, if you want a cell phone, if you want a tablet, if you want a place to sleep, if you want to eat, we have resources here that we can help you with. And for as long as I'm here, because who knows how long I'm going to be here, if you ever come back and if you ever want anything, I'll give it to you.
Yes, sir.
All you have to do is ask. And I know that the thing is that, like, I get that you want to party, right? And
Not really. I just want to.
just listen,
Good.
I get it. That lifestyle is going to catch up with you
Yeah.
because, life does not get easier the older you get. It gets difficult. You get bigger, you get fatter, you get uglier, you lose hair. Life doesn't get easier.
I'm fine.
I want you to listen because you're thinking about what to say. You're not listening and internalizing what I'm trying to tell you, that it doesn't get easier. And I know that you want to get out there. You're ready to get there, go party and just whatever. If you don't have something, if you don't set yourself up with something, with a skill or some kind of trade or some kind of job or knowledge, you're going to end up lickety split at 50, at 60, destitute, alone, toothless, with no money on the street. Life doesn't get easier. And what you're doing now is you're only hosing yourself worse and worse. It's like we are watching you crumble. And I want to help you, but you just don't want it. And that's okay, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. But it's gonna catch up with you.
Yeah.
Don't let it. I'm telling you, in a moment's notice, 10 years is gonna pass. And if you keep there,
Yeah. Yes,
you're
sir.
charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. The agreement that you've worked is 9 days in jail, credit for the 7 days that you've done. You have to understand this now makes 2. On the 3rd, you're looking at a state jail felony, minimum of 6 months in jail.
Yes, sir. This is it, though. I think this is the last time we see each other, for sure.
Well, it is, because
Oh, I know,
from
though.
now on, another case, you're going upstairs to felony court. I'm not going to see you.
Yeah, gotcha.
But this is going to trail you for the rest of your life. Once you plead guilty, you can never take it off. You can never say, you know what? I should have done something else. That's so stupid. Are you sure you want to do this?
Sure.
You don't want to short deferred where we can make minimal conditions. It won't go on your record.
I'm positive I want to do this.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, there's no changing this. If you ever want something, come back. I will help you as much as I can while I'm here. All you got to do is come back and ask for whatever it is. It is so much that if you want to change this, I have jurisdiction up to 30 days. If you come back, whatever you need.
I'll really put the eyes to it for
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. Good luck. Thank you. Please. Hi. What's up?
This is off docket.
Shoot.
254-1797.
Harris.
Yes, he has 2 cases. One, they both have the $100 unsecured GOP bond. One, for some reason, says bond made. We're assuming that was the PR bond on both. And the other one, he's not made his bond. We didn't know if there was some thing we were missing or if we could just make a cash bond so he can bond out.
254-1797. Nice hold.
He does, so we want him to go to immigration so we could get him a bond over there. But he needs to obviously get out here first. So we didn't know if we could make it a cash bond so he can bond out, or if he has the PR bond and for some reason it's
And if
just not.
you want a PR bond?
Yeah, if possible.
So, but here's the other thing is I've got two different people representing him. I've got Carlos Rodriguez on the DWI, and then I have Antonio from the MAC representing him on the FSGI.
Okay, it's our understanding, I work with Mr. Rodriguez, that we represent him on both, so we will need
The
to.
motion itself was never signed, but it's in the queue.
Okay, can you put the motion in? All right, I'll sign it. We'll get you on both.
Thank you, Judge.
If you want, I can give you a PR bond. That way that would release the hold. He can get back to immigration.
Yes,
If he makes bond on that,
yes,
we need to know.
yes.
So that way we can have him here. If for some reason he doesn't make bond, just let us know. We can try to bench warrant him back so we can try to take care of everything.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so let me give you so it's only on one case then, right? The
other one, he is
Yeah.
made bond.
So did you get it? The 254-1797?
Ezekiel will just get it.
Hmm?
Ezekiel will just read the first one.
Can I reinstate?
No, well, no, it was a two.
Oh, was it two?
The bond was never posted.
Yeah,
It was set, it was set at $100. They didn't give them a deal, they just posted a cash bond or a surety bond. Nothing to prevent anyone.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do a PR bond because I can't get a signature. So
Okay.
what we'll do is you guys gotta post just a $100 bond, right? So post a $100 bond,
Okay,
okay? That will release the hold and then it'll trigger him to get back and then just keep us in the loop.
okay, thank you, Judge.
But you have to keep us in the loop because it's gonna get a 7-day setting. And like, I forget so much stuff. Like if it gets on docket and I forget about it, I'm liable to just revoke the bond again because he's not gonna be here. So please come back, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, terrible circumstances, man. This sucks.
Yes,
He's supposed to be here.
Say it again.
He's supposed to be here.
Your Honor, he was actually set for January the 13th, and he was physically here. I had an
I know.
incredibly busy docket, and so by the time I was available, court was already over. But he did make his way here physically from Atlanta on the 13th. And so he couldn't afford a second ticket back to Harris County, but he was physically here on the 13th. And that would be.
How do we know? How do I know? Let me see. Let me see if I can.
And I believe the coordinator had emailed me too at one point to say, clients here waiting on.
Hey, how are you, man? Happy Friday. So, Segumbada's not here. Like you said, the 13th.
Yes.
13th.
He was here.
Was he here?
The reset was signed that we would be here today.
It was,
On the 13th, or what date is that?
Yeah, 13th on Monday. And Your Honor, he expressed that he couldn't afford a second ticket back in the same week. So I told him I would explain to the court that the reason why he wasn't physically here was by my fault. I just been having.
We gotta do something with this case.
Yes.
Where are we going?
Understand, Your Honor. So there were some issues with this deal at PTI. Those issues are threefold. One.
He's out. I think they kicked him out.
They did. However, because of the new administration, he does have documentation for justifiable reasons for some of the violations. I spoke to Kelsey Siegler. She said I should be able to speak with Ashley Dice just to review to see if they can just finalize those last bits. Because my issue with Mr. Bada is he actually completed all of the programs. The issues that he has is one, paying $840.
And then the device, though, he was in lockout for a long ass time, wasn't he?
And with the lockout, Your Honor, he had his car in the shop that was where the device was attached to.
No, I think he owed a ton of money and that's what.
$840.
That's why he was in lockout.
Yeah.
On December 20th, it was documented that for the $840 fees, he talking about documentation of financial hardship. And he failed to provide with the device and was able to provide through the wire.
Why didn't he even do that?
I have the proof. I have the proof that the reason why he couldn't afford it was because he lost his job.
Get it, but it's always after the fact. Why can't we get it done like when it's supposed to get done?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's,
I'm not hitting on this. I'm trying to desperately get him the right result. Where I'm at right now is either I get this addressed and put him on PTI and get this case dismissed or withdraw, but I don't want to just.
this case it's almost nearly 1,000 days old. And I get it that you have really gone above and beyond the call. I get it that you've gone above and beyond the call of duty, and I certainly appreciate it because I don't think you ever thought it was gonna be this, you know, I guess time consuming and, you know? What page is this again?
Page 13, top of 13.
Sagun Bada. Mr. Bada. I guess if you want to reach out to him, he must have just taken off. He's been in the waiting room the whole time. So just when he gets back here, we'll.
Yes, Ron.
Okay. Yeah, just do it. Hi, ready?
Yes, Judge.
Hi. Stephen.
Morning, Judge.
How are you?
How's it going?
Good, man.
Oh, wow.
Are you still with the office right now?
No, I'm with the public defender's office now.
Oh, okay.
So we filed a 1109 post-conviction writ. It should be in your queue. It is on, sorry, I should have pulled up the cause number ahead of time.
Well, if it's in the queue, then it's in the queue. I mean,
Yeah, 2001777. We just need you to.
01777.
2001777. 200.
On Simmons,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
We just need that signed in order to create the case. So you're not granting the writ or anything at this point.
Did you get it?
I have the application there. I'm trying to generate, because he's not in custody, correct? Or is it?
Correct, he's not in custody.
Yeah.
This is like an old.
What are we doing?
So it's an 1109, so this court has jurisdiction to hear post-conviction writs on misdemeanor convictions. This particular defendant is a person that pled guilty to possession of a controlled substance. Years later, the lab came back that it wasn't a controlled substance. That's our claim.
You're okay with this?
With what
Everything?
specifically?
Just granting, no opposition?
We're not asking you to grant the writ.
We're not asking, I know, I'm not agreeing to the writ at this point. I haven't looked at it yet.
It was filed like yesterday.
But a cause number does need to be created.
And so that's the process. This is all actually this end of this particular process is new to me as well, so.
Unfortunately, I don't know why the process for misdemeanor writs is so convoluted.
Yeah, you file it into the original case, but a new cause number needs to be generated, and then I will sign on to that new
And
cause
then
number.
there's a waiting period too, right?
So there's a statutory period where you have to rule on it, and so he'll review the writ, essentially file a response, and then we can reapproach or do just filings.
But then,
I'm trying to get the right,
I'll sign it, whatever you want me to sign. I'm okay with it. Just, I think he's having a problem getting it in there.
we're generating the setting
The
date.
cause number. No, we're generating a cause number.
Right, so the cause, it won't be under that 200.
Yeah.
777 cause, it'll be under a new cause.
No, yeah, they'll generate, but we need this application writ that we generate.
So you're staying in Ritz?
Yes.
Are you happy? No. Yeah, okay. Because that's good, right?
I'm just down here helping out because of the baby
Oh,
teeth.
because of the.
He's supposed to be in court 15 right now, but I ran down here, so.
Go do what you need to do. Don't worry about it. We'll
That's
take
fine.
care of it. Really. I mean.
That chief, he's got it under control. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you let them know, we'll put it in, I'll sign it, and then we'll generate it, and then, you know, if you guys can agree, great, if not, then just let me know.
I just gotta review some stuff, so.
And I mean, did you get one of those letters that they sent out that says, It should be easy money then. Yeah.
If it is a case where we are going to agree, can I just email you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right. We don't need to do all the,
He's gonna agree. This is.
hey, don't jinx it, man. You ready?
Judge, we're approaching on a fugitive case. His name is Mr. Alejandro Cortez. Case number is 2547.
I got it.
530. It was for Plaza.
Oh, I see. Got it. I'm assuming you want a bond.
He will let him on, Judge.
Okay. Are they bringing him out?
They are, they're bringing him on. Some reason he doesn't want to be in there. I don't know why.
It's getting cold. Colder. And I don't know, do they have heat in jail?
Oh, I don't know. You would hope.
I know they don't have air conditioning, but do they have heat?
Keep it cold because of the germs. Yes.
God.
That makes sense,
Germs and
medically
stuff
speaking.
away. Yes. I mean, it's what you.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Cortez. Mr. Cortez, you are wanted out of
Calcasieu Parish, Judge, Louisiana.
residential contract fraud, $5,000 or more, but less than $25,000. Theft from $1,000, but less than $5,000. And thirdly, failing to possess the required license for home improvement. Your lawyer is asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. I don't know anything about you. I know that you're going to tell me that everything is little sunshine and rainbows and gumdrops, but I have to know everything about you. And so I have Mr. Kim here to help me with that. Please.
Your Honor, Louisiana is requesting that there be no bond until he's returned. However, they have informed me that this warrant, while issued out in 2022, is a 2B warrant and it's not a failure to appear. The remainder of his history is in Harris County, the failure to ID and the assault family member. State just asked that reasonable bail be set at $7,500.
Judge, I would ask that he be allowed to go turn himself in or to procure a bond out there within 14 days. So you won't have to wait here.
I'm okay with giving you a bond.
Okay.
Now is the amount because
I would ask for $2,000, Judge.
I think that that's just probably a little bit too low.
Okay.
I have to set your bond sufficiently high so that I know you're going to go back to Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana.
Okay.
You have to understand that we don't play games here.
I know.
We give you one chance and one chance only. If I set you a bond and you fail to go back, you need to understand that there are very grave consequences. The consequence is that I'm going to revoke this bond. You will lose all that money and I'm going to set it at zero and I'm not going to play this game with you again.
Yes, sir.
You will wait until Louisiana comes and gets you. Do you understand? So once again, let's split the puppy, right? You're asking for 7,500. You're asking for 2. Let's split. So, huh?
Is that 4,000?
I was gonna say 3,500 because I'm not good at math,
I'm not
but
good at that either.
That's, I don't.
so I will set your bond at $3,500. But the only other thing I'm gonna counsel you is, Mr. Cortez, don't wait until the day before to go back, because as Murphy's Law dictates, what can happen will. And I don't care if you break down, if you're a death, I don't care. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
And the only other.
Let's set a withdrawal then.
Yeah. Did you want him brought back up for the withdrawal waiver, Judge?
No, let's do everything now.
Okay.
No.
Judge, I have a Mr.
Let's be efficient.
Is this a fugitive case or Colorado case?
It's a regular case. I was just trying to get him out of here. But we can get a refund date. I don't know if those conditions. Mr. Yasir Simon.
Simon, yeah, he has. Let's see. Yes, he's not allowed to go to any Walmart. No Walmart.
Okay.
So we need him to sign conditions. Let me see. And I have it right here.
Okay.
All right, if you want to have him come up, sign it, we'll let him go.
I told him about that, that's the only condition we've already gone over.
See more, where are you?
David,
Of course. You ready? Hi,
Your Honor.
happy Friday.
Friday, so I'm approaching on to my client. The first one is Victor Sanchez, he's in the jury box.
Okay, I wanted to wait on doing PC because I was hoping that you would take a look at it. So have you looked over everything yet? If you don't mind taking a look, I'm holding off because I wanted to see whether there is or not. And I wanted to give you guys a chance to take a look at it, see what you see, and when you're ready, come back, let me know.
Okay.
Yes.
my guy from San Diego, I had asked for the 7th, but that's a Tuesday and it's better for him to do Fridays. Can we put him on the 10th instead so he can?
The 7th is a Friday, February 7th.
I don't believe it is.
Okay, my calendar says.
It is?
It is.
Well, then I'm picking Monday. He's asking me to put it on Monday, the 10th. So he can fly in Sunday and then come to court Monday. That way he only has to miss one day of work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. You're okay. Ready?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I am here on Mr. Dadrian Johnson.
That's him?
Yes, sir. Let me see if I can get this right. Dadrian Johnson was supposed to. Adrian Johnson was supposed to have had a court date here on 12/12/23.
23?
23. However, Adrian Johnson, during that period of time, had gone to Atlanta, Georgia. While he was in Atlanta, Georgia, he picked up a possession of marijuana case where he spent one day in the jail and he got out. He didn't get out. Instead of getting out, they transported him to Appleton, Georgia, where he had picked up a theft case, and he stayed there 13 months. Therefore, his reason for not being here on time was because he had went to Atlanta, Georgia, picked up a possession of marijuana case. Then when he got out, they didn't let him out. He had already had another warrant on him for a theft case up in Appleton, Georgia.
Look, do you have a cause number by chance?
Yes, sir, we have.
No, for our case here.
Yes, sir. 247-6875. 247-6875, Adrian Johnson. So I'm respectfully requesting to reinstate his bond or give him another PR bond, Judge.
Mr. Johnson, you were charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On September 22nd, 2023, officers were dispatched to a lawn management company at 630 Rankin Circle for a burglary in progress. The defendant and a co-defendant had cut through the fence surrounding the property and were searching through vehicles at the location. There were surveillance videos of the defendant and co-defendant inside a van on the property.
Can you run an NCIC on him? I'd like to know what, if anything, has happened from the time that he picked this case up to the time he's now back in front of us.
Yes, Judge.
I don't know, Mr. D. Guys, he has a warrant for now, and I don't know if I'm gonna give him a PR bond. I wanna see how he's been since September 23. If you've been on picking up cases like it's just left and right, then I don't know, man, but
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
my only concern is my community. That's all I care about, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect my community. If you've just become a danger where you're hopscotching states and you're playing hopscotch and you're picking up cases while you're hopscotching, no. The revolving door closes.
So I do see on December 7th, 2023, the Georgia case theft by taking, but that's the only other case.
Is that a felony or was that a misdemeanor?
It's felony, Your Honor.
What was it? Do you have a disposition?
No, there's no disposition listed.
13 months per him, Judge.
Anything else he's picked up?
No, Your Honor.
I have the, oh, man, I speak. All right, let's see.
Got back to Houston on January the 20th.
I'm gonna reinstate your bond now, but I'm not gonna do it again. If you take flight on me again, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make it high, no more PR bonds for you. You got a little kid in your charge, man. Be the good father that you should be. Teach them right, you know, because they look on you for support and for them to do the right way. They see this. We don't need more. Know what I mean? Come on, man, be better. I'm placing bond conditions on you now that you're not to go back to this location where this occurred and you're not to be in possession of weapons. Don't pick up any new cases. You've got a great lawyer here. Just listen to him. He'll take care of you. If I find that you're becoming a danger, you know what's going to happen. I don't have any tolerance. We have nothing but death and destruction on the news. I don't want any more. Do you understand? So, all right, man, good luck. Don't leave until you sign the bond conditions. Okay.
Thank you.
That states bond conditions?
Yeah.
You said bond reinstated?
Yeah. What happened? The three kids, they didn't take off, did they?
Can I ask if they checked?
There's one.
Pretrial? Oh.
Okay. All right. You ready? Mr. Bada, Mr. Segun.
Yeah, I'm alright, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Your Honor, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. And let me tell you now that I really haven't seen a lawyer go above and beyond the call of duty as Bayoshi has done in this case. Everything and every time you have been back here is because of something that has happened, something that has failed to happen. The last time here, all you had to do was provide documentation that you could not afford whatever it was. You have failed to provide that documentation. As a result, they've now kicked you out of the program. I know that Bayoshi is going to give it one last shot as to whether he's able to either get the case dismissed, get you back in. I don't know. But I am now putting this baby to bed. So I will give you a week. Is that okay?
Yes, Your Honor. That should be enough time.
I am not waiving your appearance anymore. And in the next week, if he is unable to get you back into the program, if he is unable to get the case dismissed, you must either accept the plea bargain agreement from the state, or I will immediately set your case for trial, and it's going to be a very short trial setting. Do you understand?
I understand, sir.
It's unacceptable that we are now at 800 days, and they have literally over and over and over bent over backwards to help you. And if I were you, I would probably just, I can tell you now that Bayoshi's not very happy with you as well.
I'm not happy with myself too. And
So-
I don't have power over the old situation.
I don't want you to say anything. Don't say anything. There's nothing you need to say. The only thing that matters are actions. You telling us something it goes in one ear, it goes out the other ear. Because when you get out there, we still have issues. So I don't care. I'm giving Bayoshi a week to do what he can do. If it doesn't work out and it doesn't end up getting dismissed, you must be here in court. If you fail to appear, I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand?
I understand, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hold on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I want to give him the date.
Oh, yeah, you need to.
Don't go, because I want to give you the date so I can mark everything down so that you knew exactly what day and what time you had to be here.
Okay, sir. I'll be there.
What day do you want, Bayoshi?
Your Honor, we can literally do this time next week, the 24th.
If you need a little bit more, because I know how busy you are, I'm happy to give you an extra week. if you want.
In 2 weeks' time, then that would be the 30th.
Yeah, but don't pick a Friday because Fridays are busiest with arraignments. So like perhaps like a Thursday or whatnot, you know?
Okay, I'll pick, okay,
You want that Thursday?
let me just double check that.
That would be
That would be Thursday, the 30th.
30th. You want to do that? And because of how great you have been, bios you that, but
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday the 30th works.
on page 13, top of 13, SFBF 130, please. All right.
Thank you. If you could-
You must be here January 30th. If the case is still active and it doesn't get dismissed, you must be here in person on that day and either accept a plea bargain from the state or we will immediately set it for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we approach.
They agree. Thank you. No reproach, Judge?
Yeah.
Regarding to Washington, I felt proper since he was here just to formally approach.
I said, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't ex parte kind of thing.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
People that are generating some having queue now.
Ready?
Yes.
So I found it really weird. I guess, so they go there for an argument, just quote unquote disturbance. He just ups and what say you?
So what?
What say you? Is there probable cause? If
I
not,
don't-
why not?
So the issues that I do have was, there was that officer never observed my client actually driving. It was there for a disturbance, so he was on the outside. There was a crash, but there was no reports exactly on the crash. So with the charge, it has to require proof that he was driving and operating a motor vehicle. I think.
What is a crash?
So someone someone actually hit his car. The person that actually ran into his car was the person that was actually at fault. So that's why I'm trying to get the crash report on text docs. But he was upset because he just bought that car. But the person ran into him. There's allegations on whether he was driving or not. But at the time when the officer approached the scene, he was outside the car, he was not driving. The officer immediately just asked him for his driver's license and then handcuffed him. After it sees that his license is suspended.
Yes, sir. And that's all we have. He arrived, he saw him upset due to, as the officer put, being in a vehicle crash, and then he immediately asked for his driver's license and insurance, and that's whenever.
Oh, so this happened at the scene.
No. It was when he went to the disturbance, he arrived at what appears to be.
Right. So, but did you get that? So there's a disturbance at a house.
Right.
It's not at a crash scene.
Right.
So he goes to the house, right? And so the officer says he just says he was involved in a crash. And he arrests him right there for driving on a suspended license?
After he says he's upset due to being in a crash, that's when he asks for his license, and that's when the defendant says, I don't have a license or insurance, and my license is suspended. So then at that point, the officer arrests him. So it
So
appears.
did the officer see his driver's license?
Right. And then and there's just.
So, and before arresting him, he ran it and found his license was suspended, but as the counsel notes, he didn't see him driving anything. He just.
Then what is a crash? I mean, how do we know he didn't crash into
Right. So I did ask my client too, because my client's actually a victim.
It's like.
At this time, all we have is the officer going off of that, him upset due to being in a crash. And that's all we have as far as operation, is that he was involved in a vehicle crash.
Right. I don't think that's enough to meet PC.
Hey, guys, this is an unusual case. Come up, please.
This is why you're judge.
This is really unusual. I mean, I've never seen like so what we have.
Go ahead, Judge.
An officer goes to a house because of a disturbance. Goes there, starts talking to this defendant. Defendant tells the officer, I'm really upset because I got into a car accident. So then the officer starts asking him, hey, do you have license and insurance? And the guy goes, no. And then he just arrests him for driving on a suspended license. You know what I mean? I've never, just, what's a crash? You know, just, people say stuff all the time. That's.
It's with there being a crash.
Do we
A little
have an
bit more
offense
details.
report?
There's no offense
Can you pull
report
the
that
OR
says
from
it's a crash.
Superion? So here's the thing, Judge,
Isn't this, I mean, this is like.
I've seen something like this before where they say something like that and they kick off a DWI investigation. Like, to me, investigating what happened with this alleged car crash isn't weird to me. What I am curious to see is what exactly the statement is and whether or not he indicated he was like in a vehicle for a car crash or if he indicated he was driving and there was a car crash.
That's what.
But I think the important thing is what he said prior. I think if there was an alleged statement, it came out after the officer checked his license. The first thing that the officer did was ask him for his license.
So.
After seeing him outside of the.
Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
So asking for a license is a typical way to just identify people on scene. You know, like people give fake names, all of that.
Sure.
Don't have an issue with
No,
that.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and like all the stuff so far, like you get told that there's a crash, you want to do some kind of investigation, ask the person for means of identification, get told I don't have a license or insurance and my license is suspended, I see in the DIMS.
He has no proof that he was even driving.
That's what I'm saying is, I want to see the verbatim of the offense report to see if the statement is I was involved in a motor vehicle crash or if I was driving and I was in a crash. So that's kind of what I want to see in the full.
But what I'm saying is that the statement, it's important if that statement was before he.
And here's the thing, compounding this, he's on probation and here for a DWI. So he's, that's why I'm like.
Let's see if he says he
here,
was
let me
driving.
add some fuel to your fire. So I guess let's do this. Do you want to put off a probable cause hearing and maybe do it Monday? Give you time to, further research?
So does you not have Superion?
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Okay, one second.
Tuesday, we're gonna get snow or what? Are we gonna close?
I just got an email, some reports are saying because of inclement weather. Because of inclement weather, they'll be closed, but I don't know if it's a.
You think we'll be closed? I mean, they get one kernel of snow, the whole city stops.
Tuesday. So this court's closed on Monday due to the weather.
No,
It's MLK.
Oh, MLK, yeah, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's a
So
holiday,
Tuesday and
like it or not.
Wednesday.
Tuesday, we might not be open because of the weather.
Yeah, it's the weather, it's supposed to get bad. Like,
Just
It's supposed to be like 33 degrees.
It'll be fine. We'll be here.
I think we should all stay open, just salt the roads.
you wanna take some time?
Let me pull this offense report and see what the offense report says. If, depending on that, then yeah, maybe what we need to do is have somebody actually watch the body cam and see what his verbatim statement is. Because if he wheels himself and says, like, hey, I don't have a license insurance and I was driving earlier while he's on probation for a DWI. I mean, frankly, it seems like he's kind of lucky that they didn't take him down or at least start the SFSTs and see if he was driving while intoxicated on this instance.
I mean, would your be, so I guess with him, if he did make that statement for the court, would you look to see when he made that statement or would it matter?
I think we need to look at everything. And I think that let's give you more time.
Okay.
Because I want you guys to make a full investigation to see, because if there's probable cause, I'm gonna file a motion to revoke. So there's quite a bit riding on it.
If you want to give me a second, I'll pull the
So
OR.
in the interim, I'd like to do conditions. Come up. You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens. You get into a car and drive. I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? You're also not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm gonna randomly test you to make sure that you're not using as well. What's his last name again? So what we're going to do, Mr. Sanchez, is I'm giving the state and I'm giving the defense lawyer time because we're going to set this for a formal probable cause hearing. You are on probation out of this court for driving while intoxicated. You now have picked up a new case, but I want to make sure that there is probable cause before we go forward. Do not drive. Do you understand? All right. So we'll have you swear to this. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. So no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no driving. And then we'll see him back on Wednesday. Okay. Thanks. All right. Come on, Mr. Sanchez.
For Daydream Johnson, the blue briefcase, you found this thing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, are we done?
We have one more, Your Honor. Pinkney. Mr. Pinkney, Your Honor.
This is Mr. Pickney, right?
In charge. But.
Oh, did you want to argue about PC?
Right. No, Your Honor, just condition.
Yeah, I just did no driving.
Okay.
And, you know, I told him that if he gets a license, if he gets insurance, I'll take it off and then he can drive and then there's no conditions. That's it.
I talked to
Going up, Mr. Pickney.
Your Honor, I have my last client, he did get tested. They found THC.
Casey? Okay, which one is it? Is that him? Come on up. All right, just stay out of trouble. Just don't drive. That's all I'm asking you to do. You know, if you get your license, go get insurance. I'm so happy for you. I'll take this restriction off. It's not hard. Look. Here, if you mind giving me this. This is the number to the driver's license division for DPS. When you call there, you can ask them what you need to do to get your number. The line is so busy that if you call at any time, they're not going to get, you have to call at 7 in the morning, right when the phone lines open up. Call them, ask them what you need to do to get the license, and they'll tell you. But don't drive until you do it, until we get approval from us, all right? We've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. If she tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, or you pick up a new case, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. You understand? Yes, sir. Okay, man. Good luck. That way. So what is his last name again? What is your last name?
Gallego.
Mr. Gallegos.
Page 3.
This is not a good way to start in life. I can tell you now that if you don't have a high school diploma, you will make pennies to when everybody else is making dollars. You will never have a good job in this life at a minimum without a high school diploma. Knowledge is power. And if you don't set yourself up for something in the future, you're going to end up destitute. 90% of the marriages that are end up in divorce now is because people have no money. They fight constantly because they never have money. And it all starts now when you're 17. And it starts by staying in high school. I want you to do that. I'm going to bring you back in 2.5 weeks. I want to see what you have done to get back into school. If you need help, I can give you resources so that we can sign you up for free GED classes. Because I don't know if you're old enough to get back into high school, but if you want, I can give you resources now so that you can start with GED classes. That's fine with me. One more thing, no smoking weed. I will test you 45 to 50 days from today. If I find that you're smoking weed, it's not going to go well. You get my drift.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you stop as of now, the next time I test you, it should be negative. If you continue to use, you understand?
Yes, sir.
You must stay in touch with Ms. Oakfor. She'll tell you how to handle this case and what you need to do. If she tells you that you're playing games, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. All right? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, man. Make me proud. Come on.
Judge, can I ask a question before we're done? Yes. Counselor, I got one thing to address real quick. I'll just make yourself, or make the court aware on, that Mr., excuse me.
Sanchez?
Yeah, Mr. Sanchez. So as I said before, he doesn't definitively wheel himself in the offense report, but in reviewing the 8 pages that have been so far uploaded to Superion, it's pretty clear that the suspect in this case was attempting to fight people on scene of the accident, and that's why he had to be detained. And then after he was detained, he was trying to kick out the windows of a patrol car.
You tell me him?
Yeah, so, you know, perhaps this is him, and this is, again, when I see somebody on a DWI probation, I'm not saying that he was like belligerently drunk. Maybe he was just truly angry because his car had gotten wrecked. The point is, even if he does not wheel himself in the body cam that gets reviewed by the ADA, we still have behavior that could result in his arrest and would still qualify, I think, as a basis for an MRP. So I think probably the most expedient way to handle all that is to file the MRP, allege both the DWLI and the fact that he was engaging in conduct that could result in his arrest.
But obviously it didn't rise to the point where they would file charges, because if an officer felt that there was enough, I mean, I can't use that to.
I think.
So they didn't file.
That's not fair.
I understand. I'm just saying, when I look at cases like these and I see behavior like that, that's what we always include, well, I like to include in my MAJs because all of the MAJs have the admonishment of no new law violations and the defendant shall not engage in conduct that could result in his arrest. Not that he is in fact arrested on that, but just engages in that conduct.
I got to imagine that if he was acting like that, you know, and it was because of some kind of, you know, alcohol or dope or whatnot, they would have charged him with another DWI. But they let him go. They didn't do anything. So
I think that I think it's premature because I would like to see the video, because what we're doing is just reading what his quote unquote character was that night versus us seeing the video. I think that's a little bit much more appropriate.
Let's set it for Wednesday for a hearing. I want to give you enough time to look at everything and then we can come back, but.
I can see that there are MP4 files uploaded with the last name of the officer on the case that I assume are the body cam, but I
And then
personally.
if you need anything beforehand, just let us know.
Okay. So that's assuming that the court's gonna be open on Wednesday.
I think Wednesday we're gonna be okay. I think
We
the
don't
issue
have
is
to operate
Tuesday.
with like the courthouse will exist and be open on the
Yeah,
days
yeah,
that we
okay.
should have docket.
I think Wednesday we're gonna be okay. I think Tuesday's the issue.
Okay,
So.
got it.
Judge, approaching on Mr. Javier Gamero.
Come up, sir.
I've been informed by pretrial services that enforcement tested positive for marijuana.
Okay,
Thank you. This is first time.
come up. What happened to the third kid?
Let me just.
He hasn't made it back yet.
Okay, so no more.
Yes, sir.
You're not to. I'm gonna test you again in 45 to 50 days. If I find that you're using, it's not gonna go well for you. If you stop as of right now, in 45 to 50 days, you should test negative. If you keep smoking, it's not gonna go well for you. You also need to get back into high school. This is not a good way to start in life. If you need resources, we have it for you.
I got a question. I don't got my diploma, but I got my certifications to like work at the refineries. So I can't even work.
Oh, we're done.
You need your high school diploma, man. That's what I'm trying to get you to do, you know? And I have free classes for you to be able to do it. And I can give you the paperwork, so it's not gonna cost you anything. But at a minimum, if that doesn't work out for you, you need something to fall back on. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna give you that paperwork. I'm gonna bring you back. I want to see that you're doing well.
Yes,
All
sir.
right? Okay, man. No more smoking.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, all right, guys.
God bless you.
He's back. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. It's Anna, hey, wait, remember the guy that you guys filed the motion to raise the bail on that one guy?
No, he was on the docket today, which I think it just automatically rolled him over, but he was in felony today, so we have him on for Tuesday.
Oh, he's in felony court.
Yeah,
Rodriguez was the last name?
yes, Vicente Rodriguez, and
You know,
so he had the two cases here in the PCS upstairs. And I'm working off memory here, Judge, so keep me honest, Alec.
Yes.
And then he picked up the trespass. And then,
this is the one where, remember, he keeps going back, he's spray painting, breaking the
Yes,
windows.
sir. And I went to the grand jury for the assault, and then we're getting a reset when we get the OR to indict that one.
Did I find no
No
PC?
magistrate found no PC, and then the officer put the wrong date.
Oh, that's right. That's what, on the news, they were saying that Magic found no PC, that's why they were, right,
Right.
up it, right.
And so that one, we're still,
So let's roll it to Monday.
well, Monday's a holiday.
Sorry, Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday might be closed to weather.
Well,
Let's do it regardless.
And then if anything happens.
If we have court, great. If not, we'll roll it to Wednesday.
okay,
Yes.
Right.
perfect.
yeah. And we were gonna address it yesterday, but somehow only one of the cases made it on
Right.
docket. And so Judge Andrews wasn't comfortable adjusting,
Hold
so.
on, because he doesn't have a bar card.
Right, right.
So are we done?
Yeah, yes. The arrangements.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great weekend, stay.
Stay warm. I'm communicating with you.